concert is going viral. It gets me really nervous.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
The video was captured from a Coldplay concert in Boston. Can you imagine getting busted at a Coldplay concert of all places?
Astronomer CEO Andy Byron has resigned.
Wife has now deactivated her account.
Couple caught on kiss cam during a Coldplay concert outside Boston.
All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
16 seconds. That's all it took to turn a multi-millionaire tech CEO into a global punchline and shatter two families in the process. It was a regular night at a Coldplay concert. But when the stadium's kiss cam landed on two people in a VIP box, it didn't just capture a moment of affection. It exposed a secret that would bring down two careers and ignite a corporate crisis. The man was Andy Byron, CEO of a fast-growing tech company called Astronomer. The woman was Kristin Cabot, his company's head of human resources. They were executives, colleagues, and as the entire world quickly learned, they were also caught in an affair. This is the full story of how a single clumsy moment under the unforgiving spotlight of a stadium jumbotron unraveled a web of power, betrayal, and broken promises. It all began on July 16th at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. Coldplay was performing to a crowd of nearly 65,000 when the stadium's kiss cam began its nightly round. But when it landed on two people in a VIP suite, the mood shifted from festive to frantic. Instead of leaning in for a kiss or a laugh, they froze. Kristin turned her back, and Andy ducked his head, desperately trying to vanish into his seat. They were caught, and their reaction was a damning confession. To make things worse, Coldplay's frontman, Chris Martin, added fuel to the fire. He joked into the mic, either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. The crowd gasped. A fan in the stands named Grace Springer pulled out her phone, and with one tap of her screen, the course of two lives changed forever. Grace posted the video on TikTok, and it went viral overnight. In just 2 days, it racked up over 50 million views, spreading like a wildfire across every social media platform. As the video circulated, the internet's relentless investigative machine went to work. They quickly identified the man as Andy Byron and the woman as Kristin Cabot. They uncovered that both were not only executives at the same company, but also married to other people. The joke was over, and the real-world consequences were just beginning. For Grace Springer, the fan who filmed it, the viral fame didn't translate into money, as her video wasn't monetized. She expressed sympathy for the families involved, but saw the moment as public, not private. "If I hadn't posted it," she said, "someone else would have." And in that, she was right. The morning after the concert, the joke was over. For the people at Astronomer, the silence from leadership was deafening. But behind closed doors, things were in a state of absolute panic. The company's top two executives, the very people meant to model integrity and enforce workplace policies, had been publicly exposed for a relationship that was unethical at best and a violation of company conduct at worst. The timeline of the corporate fallout moved at a blistering pace. By July 18th, just 48 hours after the video went viral, Astronomer's board placed both Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot on administrative leave. This alone sent shockwaves through the company. Then, on July 19th, 3 days after the concert, the board officially accepted Andy Byron's resignation. He was out, gone just like that. Taking over as acting CEO was Pete DeJoy, the company's co-founder, who admitted the scandal had made Astronomer a household name, just not in the way they ever wanted. Kristin Cabot's situation, however, was murkier. Her LinkedIn profile was taken down, and she stayed silent for a little longer. It wasn't until July 24th that Astronomer released a one-sentence statement confirming her resignation. Why the delay? According to employment lawyers, firing her outright could have opened the company up to serious legal risks, especially if their dating policies weren't clearly defined. The damage went beyond personnel. Insiders revealed that employees were openly sharing memes of their boss ducking the kiss cam. Trust in the company's leadership was gone. Even investors started to pull back, with unconfirmed rumors claiming 2 major venture funds paused their talks with the company. The board reportedly hired outside lawyers to conduct an internal investigation. Desperate to clean up a mess that played out on a stadium screen in front of millions. But while the corporate machine scrambled to save itself, the real human wreckage was happening in private, as 2 families were torn apart. The person most visibly affected was Andy Byron's wife, Kary Byron. Shortly after the video went viral, she removed his last name from all her public social media accounts. Then she vanished entirely, deleting her profiles. The silence spoke volumes. Friends and family were seen visiting her at a home in Kennebunk, Maine, while the internet flooded her old photos with messages of support. This wasn't just a bad look for Andy, it was a full-on betrayal, broadcast in high definition. What made it worse was that he and Meghan had 2 children, now left to navigate a very public storm they never asked for. Andy's family wasn't the only one affected. There was also the matter of Kristin Cabot and her husband, Andrew Cabot. The internet had been confused about Kristin's marital status, as her divorce from her former husband was only finalized in 2022. But more recent reports revealed she had since remarried to Andrew Cabot, the CEO of Privateer Rum, a historic New England spirits company. He's not just a businessman, he's a descendant of an old, powerful New England family. And while Andrew Cabot had remained publicly silent, insiders say he was anything but calm. Rumors suggest that within 48 hours of the video going viral, he began meeting with top-tier divorce lawyers. While no court filings have been made public, his body language, his silence, and his distance from the scandal all spoke volumes. A multi-million-dollar house Kristin and he had purchased together just months earlier in New Hampshire could now become a key asset in an upcoming divorce. This wasn't just a scandal for one family, but a ripple effect of betrayal that tore through 2 homes. If Andy Byron thought his resignation would end the chaos, he was wrong. This wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was a meme factory, and nothing was off limits. The kiss cam scene was being reenacted by actual sports mascots. The Philly Fanatic, the Savannah Bananas, and Baxter from the Arizona Diamondbacks all recreated the exact moment Kristin turned her back and Andy ducked his head. Etsy sellers began printing t-shirts, mugs, and tote bags with a still frame from the jumbotron footage. The joke was bigger than the people involved, and the humiliation was permanent. This story didn't go viral just because it was dramatic. It went viral because it touched on something deeper, a public appetite for accountability. People are tired of powerful executives getting away with everything. That kiss cam moment was raw and messy, a rare chance to see 2 people at the top lose control, with no PR filter or corporate spin. This isn't about cancel culture. It's about consequences. Loyalty matters, integrity matters, and the people who trust you, your spouse, your kids, your coworkers, deserve better than betrayal disguised as a mistake. Because in the end, no secret is worth losing everything. The truth is, cheating isn't just wrong because it breaks a promise. It's wrong because it destroys trust, the foundation of every relationship, every family, and every team. For Andy Byron and Kristin Kitt, a 16-second moment on a stadium camera exposed a much bigger betrayal. And it reminded everyone how fast trust can break and how hard it is to ever rebuild. This story is a stark reminder of a new, unforgiving reality. In a world where a camera is always watching, where a live feed can go viral in seconds, there is no longer a clear line between public and private. The kiss cam didn't just capture an intimate moment, it was a spotlight that exposed a profound moral bankruptcy. Andy and Kristin thought they could have their fun in the shadows. But the universe, in the form of a pop concert and a giant jumbotron, decided to turn on the lights and show everyone what was really going on. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a cultural event. It proved that integrity isn't just about what you do in a boardroom, but what you do in a stadium. Their actions betrayed a foundational trust, not just within a marriage, but within an entire company. Their employees, their investors, and their families saw the hypocrisy play out in real time, and the consequences were swift and absolute. The public's response to this drama was more than just simple rubbernecking. It was a modern form of public shaming, a digital tribunal that left no room for denial. The memes, the parodies, and the viral reenactments weren't just funny, they were a global verdict on their character. They demonstrated that in the digital age, a scandal doesn't fade away with a quiet resignation. It gets preserved forever, replayed, and repurposed as a cautionary tale. So, while this story may seem like a tale of two people caught in a bad moment, it's a much bigger warning for anyone in a position of power. The old way of handling these things, of quietly managing the fallout behind closed doors, is gone. The modern punishment is instant, public, and permanent. In the end, this entire saga is a testament to the fact that integrity isn't just about what you do when people are watching. It's about what happens when you're caught red-handed and the whole world sees.